My goal is to help you build a channel that attracts your ideal customer, okay, that watches your videos, that gets to know you, gets to like you, gets to trust you, and wants to click on your link, come learn more about you, and then contact you with a credit card in hand. That's my goal. Now, that also means that if you want to go monetize YouTube, stop listening to me. If you want to build a big channel with lots of views, stop listening to me. That's not what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about getting the right eyeballs on your video.
Welcome to the Business Ownership Podcast, brought to you by Awareness Strategies, helping you navigate the waters between entrepreneurship and ownership. Hey there, peeps. This is Michelle Nedlock, and I'm super glad that you're here with us today because I'm here with my most amazing guest, Atiba. Atiba, thank you so much for being here with us today.
Michelle, thank you for having me.
Awesome. So I'm super excited about this conversation. Let everybody know, got a highlight of who you are and what you do for business.
Sure. So I run a video marketing agency, and we work primarily with medical professionals who are leaving the insurance-based world for cash-based care and specialize in regenerative medicine because they want to take better care of their customers and actually solve people's problems.
Nice. That is a very specific industry. So let's back up the bus a little bit. One,
Beep,
how did you get
beep.
into video marketing as your thing? And two, like why this particular niche?
Yeah, it's a great question. Both great questions. I've been in marketing and business for a very long time. Started in 1996.
I was going to say
Yeah.
1919 and go, no, you didn't.
No, well, 1919, that'd be a whole different conversation.
Right.
That would spark a different set of questions.
Then I would have a different set of questions for you.
Yes, that we would go well past business with those questions. No, 96.
Yeah.
And in 1996, I wrote my first search engine. We actually had a search engine online before Google.
Wow.
Yeah, we made a whopping $2,500 off of it and thought we were hot stuff. Right? We missed the boat by several zeros. Um, but that's where we started in marketing and technology and really understanding search, right? And so I've spent the last, what is that, 28, 20, I can do that math. Lots of years
That's lots of years.
in search. And so for a very long time, we were a boutique SEO agency,
Mhm.
writing blogs and the like, all the stuff that you've known. Um, Sadly, that industry has become very, very commoditized, and it's very hard to be boutique in a commoditized industry. And so that's, where the video came from, was looking at where industry was going and recognizing that the future of marketing wasn't in written, but it was in video. And we recognized that back in 2017. Didn't do anything about it until 2020, but we recognized it early that video was the future. And the pandemic gave us the opportunity and created the right fertile ground for us to make that switch. So that's why video, to answer your question. Um, why that particular niche? It's one of those things where um, I didn't choose it, it found me.
Mhm.
So the story is interesting there. I don't know if you know who Dennis Yu is, but Dennis is longtime marketer. He was one of the people who started Yahoo ads. Okay.
It's a long time marketing.
That's a long time
Come on
marketer,
now.
but also very, very, very well known in the space and very well respected for a very long time. And Dennis and I have been friends for quite a while. And a few years ago, we were sitting and we were having lunch at one of my favorite places. And it's a buffet place that I go to have multiple plates of food. And halfway through the first plate of food, Dennis asked me, Atiba, what's wrong with your business? Now, I wasn't expecting that question. And so I fumbled like most of us would for an answer. Okay. Um, that Dennis basically called BS on my answer and said the problem with your business and the reason why you're plateaued, and I know you're plateaued, and I can tell that you've kind of plateaued in growth is because you won't niche down. And you need to niche into medical. And I said, Dennis, I don't know anything about medical. I don't know anyone in medical. I don't know how you would expect that I would do that, Dennis. That doesn't make sense, Dennis. Like, that's not my background, Dennis. But whatever, Dennis. Okay. And sometimes maybe you're listening to us and someone has given you a piece of advice that seemed like outlandish and it was like how and why and that doesn't fit me at all. Well, fast forward about 8 months and in a mastermind on a call, and somebody asked a question about video and YouTube and ranking video on page one of Google. I just answered the question because I mean it's what I do, it's what I know. Just answered it, no big deal. And then a few months after that, I'm in line at this mastermind to get lunch, and this gentleman comes up to me and says, "I took your advice, and I posted my video on YouTube, like you said on that call, and within 3 days, I was ranked on page one of Google." And he was just like, "It's just amazing." And so I pull out my phone to take a testimonial right there, right?
Right.
Because he was so excited about it. And then he says to me, he says, "I coach a group of doctors and they need to hear about this. Would you come and do an hour-long presentation for them, teaching them what you taught me?" Now, I'm the kind of guy, yeah, you invite me to come talk to your group, I'll go talk to your group. No problem. Now, by now, I'd forgotten my meeting with Dennis and what Dennis said, right? And so I go and I do that presentation for an hour. Now, what I didn't know was one of the people watching that presentation was a gentleman, Don Buford, who he had been doing video since 2007. He'd been posting video online since 2007, long
I didn't
before
even know
most
you
of us,
could download video back then.
long before. And he was a doctor and he was doing his procedures and teaching other doctors since then, right? Um, and a few days later, I get a message on LinkedIn from Don Buford. And he said, I've been doing what you suggested for a very long time, and I know it works. And I know more doctors need to hear about this. I happen to sit on the board of so and so and so organization, and we have our annual conference coming up, and we would like you to come speak. That's how it happened.
That is awesome. I love those stories. And it happens more often than I possibly explain. That is fantastic. So are you willing to give your secret sauce
Yeah.
or should I go into other divine areas of
You can
that
ask any question
conversation?
you like. Let's go.
Let's go
Absolutely.
for it. What do you got?
Absolutely. So, what do you want to know? Secret sauce in terms of where do you want me to go for you?
So the video that goes
Mhm.
first page of Google.
Okay, great. Fantastic. Let's go there. So, the thing to understand here, as you're sitting and you're listening to us, is number one, there's a lot of advice out there about YouTube and YouTube videos and even YouTube SEO, which has become a big thing, right? And here's what I tell my staff all the time. We must always be mindful of who is giving the advice and what their goals are. Okay? So here are my goals. My goals is to help you build a channel that attracts your ideal customer, okay? That watches your videos, that gets to know you, gets to like you, gets to trust you, and wants to click on your link, come learn more about you, and then contact you with a credit card in hand. That's my goal. Now, that also means that if you want to go monetize YouTube, stop listening to me. If you want to build a big channel with lots of views, stop listening to me. That's not what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about getting the right eyeballs on your video. And getting the right eyeballs on your video starts with number one, being obsessed with your customer and understanding what pain your customer is actually in. Because, Michelle, you know this, when we're in pain, what do we do now? We pull out our phones, we open Google, and we ask a question. That's what we do. When we have a problem, that's what we do. And so if that's what your customer is doing, then it makes sense that what Google would want is an answer to that question on page one. Because Google's trying to make the customer happy, give them what they need. So what you need to do then is create a video that answers those questions. One question per video that answers those questions. Okay, that's the first step. Next, you got to post that video. There's so many people I meet who have created tons of great content and they never post it. You've got to post that video. Okay. Now, when you post the video, there's some things you need to be mindful of. Number one, the title. The title of the video should be the question that you're answering. That's number one. Number two, the description of the video. The description of the video, in the first two sentences, you should repeat the question that you're answering. Also in the description, talk about what the video actually talks about. If you give 3 points, give them in the video. Talk about it. Lay it out there. Okay? There's this great, awful advice that exists in the world from experts that say that your YouTube description should make people want to watch your video. Michelle, when was the last time you read a YouTube description before you watched the video? It never happens. So it's bad advice. Nobody does it. It's stupid. Okay? So put your content in your description. Talk about what's in your video. Give all the information in the description because that's what Google uses to understand. Okay?
Google does it all the time.
Yes.
Humans do it never.
Right. Okay. Now, the next thing is create chapters for your video and put those in the description as well. Those also help Google understand what you're covering. And for the love of God, in your chapters, y'all, don't put part 1, part 2, part 3.
What?
So like I get this all the time.
Anything? I don't understand, but everybody looks for part 1, don't they?
No one looks for part 1. Okay. So like, for example, so recently I bought a new video camera. And so what do you do when you're going to buy a new video camera? You go watch reviews, right? And in any class of anything, there are multiple products. And so I'm out now watching reviews on YouTube, and this guy is reviewing 10 freaking cameras. And only one of them is the one I'm actually interested in. Okay. And so I go at that point to the description to see if he has the chapters so I can jump to the camera that I want. And he has camera 1, camera 2, camera 3. And I'm like, I don't know which one is camera 1.
Right?
Okay, your chapters must be descriptive.
And ideally, what your client's actually looking for when they're reviewing your video.
Yes. Yes.
And QR783 is not descriptive.
To
even
anyone.
though it might mean something to you.
It barely means anything
unless
to
it's
you.
A model.
But even then.
Yep.
Right? And then lastly, transcripts. So YouTube has the ability to transcribe your video when you upload it. Never, ever, ever use that function. Ever. Ever.
How often?
Never. Because here's the deal, and YouTube even tells you this. They're only committed to getting it 60 to 70% right, your transcript. And you don't get to choose which 30 to 40% it gets wrong. And so what if it gets wrong all the important parts? Then you just wasted your time. So always create your own transcripts and upload your transcripts with your video. My friends, that's it.
And I guarantee it's going to get your names wrong, or at least our names wrong.
Well, yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure. It gets mine
not going to happen.
Oh, yeah. Right? But that's it.
Nice.
That's what it takes to rank on page 1 of Google.
Nice. So why is it that people with specialized knowledge, physicians know they have specialized knowledge, and there's tons of people around the world that have specialized knowledge. Why don't they recognize that that's specialized, and why are they putting it up there as camera 1, camera 2, and not going like, hey, I know how to do this thing that I'm really good at, and maybe 7 other people are good at it too, but you might be the only one putting it up on YouTube, or they just want to watch you. Why don't they do it?
Why don't people create more content? Or
yep. Why aren't they putting it up on video? What do you get against the excuses?
Oh, well, the excuse pot is huge, right? Um, and one of the biggest excuses that is actually true, because the rest of them are just fake. Okay, I'm gonna call you on it. You, I need to lose 10 pounds. You, I gotta do my makeup. You, I don't know how to talk. I'm just calling those on as fake, right? But here's a real one that you've got to deal
Clearly,
with.
I did not wait to lose those 10 pounds or to do my makeup properly.
You look fine, and it's wonderful.
Thank you.
That's the beautiful part of it all, right? Um, so here's the deal. Imposter syndrome is real in your
Mhm.
head. Okay. You don't realize your own greatness. You don't realize that what you have to bring to the table. And here's the beauty of this statement that I'm making to you. You're not alone. Okay. We all struggle with it. You're sitting there thinking you're probably the only one who struggles with it. Hell, they called me the video content Superman, and I still have many days a week, like 7, where I'm like, what am I going to create today? What am I going to talk about? Oh my gosh, I still struggle because we always look at ourselves in such, call it negative light, but it's so not true. It's so not true. So how do you get over it? Well, one of the easiest ways early on to get over it is to do the buddy system. Do you have someone in your office? Do you have a coworker? Do you have an employee? Have them stand behind the camera and ask you the question and answer the question to them. Okay. That will get you past the what am I doing with this camera? There's nobody here. What am I saying? I don't know if I'm saying this correct, because you'll at least get the feedback from another human, right? Um, and it's tough. And I know it's tough. And so I'm not taking that away, and I'm not trying to minimize or sugarcoat it. But here is what I'm going to tell you. Here's what I'm going to tell you. You have spent a long time, however long that may be, becoming who you are. And you have greatness to share with this world. And every moment that you don't, every moment that your business is not reaching the customers it's supposed to be reaching, you're actually being very, very selfish. Very selfish, because you're making it all about you. And the reality is, your business isn't about you. Yes, you reap a benefit, but your business was created to change some portion of the world or some group of people. And if you don't hit that mark, you're being selfish.
I love it. Uh, and that brings me to another point where I don't think people realize how unique they are. They get concerned about the way they sound, they get concerned about the way they look or whatever it is. And it's like, yeah, but that's the thing that people love, right? If somebody's loud and obnoxious, great, you're loud and obnoxious. Some people love
Right.
that and they want to have that energy in the day. And some people are quiet and meek and timid. And it's like, great. Some people want to have somebody that's quiet and still and calm, and you can be singing the same exact song. It's not about the words you're using. It's just about who
Yes.
you are and how you come across, and somebody is going to fall in love with that and want to hear it your way.
Yeah, that's a
All
really
it is.
great point. Because so we dealt with those who aren't just putting their stuff up there when no one else is either. But there are a lot of you too who sit around and say, well, there's so much content out there already in my industry. Why do I need it's already there? Okay. There are two reasons why you need to do it. And Michelle just hit on one of them, but I'm going to give you the other one. Okay. I'm going to give you the other one. And the other one is this: it's something called Milgram's Law. Milgram did the study back in the 50s, and he realized and found out that people will blindly follow the first person who educated them on a new topic 90% of the time. So you've got something that you do that you need to share with the world. And when you share it and you're the first person that they see doing it, they're going to blindly follow you 90% of the time. Now, that's reason number one. Reason number two, in terms of why you need to, is because there are a lot of people who need you. They don't want the loudmouth down the street. They don't want the church mouse on the other corner. They want what you have. They're going to connect and resonate with you. How many times have multiple people told you the same thing, but you only heard it from one of them? Because that's where you needed to get it from. It's part of life. It's part of life.
Absolutely. So when you're working with people, do they have to be in your vicinity? Are you doing live videos? Can you do them kind of at a distance? How does that all work?
So we do everything virtually.
Nice.
It was one of the beauties of when we made the switch in 2020 was it was kind of hard to get in person. And so part of our challenge was, okay, how do we create fantastic content with people that we can't be with? And so we use tons and variety of technology tools and stuff to help us accommodate that and still really create great content that drives relevant traffic for our clients.
And when it comes to kind of the setup, the plan, the tactics, kind of lay out the land for us, how does that normally go down, or is it completely different for everybody?
No, so it is pretty similar for everyone. And one of the things too is we're actually releasing a new product at the end of this month for everyone else who's not in medical. So what we've done is we've taken our process, right, our entire process, and turned it into an actual product that anyone can follow, that you don't have to be in medical and have us do it. Now, when we do it for you, we start off with one, like I said earlier, understanding your ideal customer. We help you build an ideal customer profile, typically 13 to 15 pages of research on this customer. So we really understand them. We understand what their needs are. From there, once we understand their needs and their pain points, we build what we called an ASQ framework, which is we go and figure out what questions they actually are asking. How about that?
Yeah.
Right? We do that level of research for you. We take that, and from that, we create what are called video briefs, where we're going to do the research and show you what is being said about this topic and this question online. What are other people saying? So what is it that your audience is currently being fed about this topic? Because sometimes you're going to agree and sometimes you're going to vehemently disagree. Both are valid. But you got to know what people are being fed in order to be able to present to them. Okay. Then we actually help you record all of the content virtually. We do all of your video editing. We do all of the splintering of the content, and then we take over and manage all of your socials as well. So that's our service. That's what we do. And like I said, we are releasing a product at the end of this month that actually will
Keep in mind, people, that's at the point of the recording, so go and check it out because it's probably already out there.
That's true. And so we're going to have two versions there. One is the DIY version where you can go do everything yourself. We're going to give it all to you and you can go do it. Or we're going to have a version where we do it with you and help you through some of it as well and guide you.
I love it. Sounds like nirvana to most entrepreneurs going, what? You're going to do all of that for me? Yes, you are going to have to put your face in the camera at some point in time, but yes, all the rest of it gets done for you, which is awesome. Nice. Well, peeps, you're going to have to scroll to the end to figure out how to get a hold of him because I'm going to ask him about a Cinderella story of one of his clients, but we're going to go on a quick break first.
Are you running a business over 7 figures but still struggling with technology headaches? Pay attention, you do not want to miss this offer. This podcast episode is brought to you by Awareness Strategies, who is offering a custom-built digital adoption roadmap for anyone running a business over 7 figures who's wanting to grow their business in the next 5 years. And it's not just a roadmap, they offer full implementation as well if that scares the out of you. Check out awarenessstrategies.com/roadmap for more details today. The link's in the show's notes. Don't regret not doing this. Do it now. That's awarenessstrategies.com/roadmap.
So I am super excited to hear about a Cinderella story of one of your clients.
Well, I have several, to be honest, but I want to focus on this one in particular. This was a doctor that came to us, and she actually was in a place where she was creating natural products for your skin and your hair as well. Okay. And she'd been in business for a couple of years, but she'd only been selling through Facebook. All right. She barely even had a website, right? But she
Wow.
had done over 1,000 orders.
Nice.
Okay, so she was moving, but
Yep.
it was still, yeah, right? And so she comes to us, and at that point, she had created one video in her life. One. And she said, when I remember when she came, she said, okay, so I've been told I need to talk to you by a friend of mine, that I need to do more video. The video is going to be the future. And in truth, I've done one video and posted it, and it actually was the best performing content that I've had, so far. But I don't want to get on camera. I don't want to do any video. I don't want to do it. And I hate video. I can't do video. No video. No, 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 no. And I mean, when we started, she couldn't figure out how to turn the microphone on. I remember she lost an entire month because, um, somehow plugging the camera into her Mac, she had to get her Mac reinstalled, the entire operating system.
Oh, she was a
I
little
mean,
resistant about this whole idea, wasn't she?
anything that can go wrong, right?
Oh.
So she didn't have a YouTube channel. She had Instagram, I mean Facebook. She had no Instagram. And that was it. Okay.
Hmm?
That's where she was, and she was just a hot, janky mess. Okay. Also, she was trying to serve everybody,
If you have
right?
skin and hair, you qualify, and you don't even need
Eh,
hair.
Okay. Male, female, young, old. She wanted
Every-
everybody. Black, white, green, and yellow. Okay. Everybody, every type of hair, everybody. And so we started with the analysis of who her ideal customer was. And she fought because she wanted to have 6 ideal customers.
You
Like, yeah,
can
we
in
can only
6 years.
focus. Yeah, not today,
Not
right?
today.
And she fought and she fought and she fought and she fought and she fought. But we got her down, got her to agree. We started creating video, got over the hurdles early of creating video, um, where it would take an hour and a half to create 2 videos that were 10 minutes each. Okay. We started doing the video editing and posting her content. And here's the beauty. And this is why I'm telling y'all that you've got to focus on your customer. Okay. Here is where we got her to between 6 and 8 months later. We would post a video, and our average video was getting about 2,500 views. And, because that really doesn't matter. Here's what does matter: 30% of those viewers on YouTube were clicking a link in her description and going to her website. Y'all, that's
Nice.
unheard of.
That is unheard of. That is huge.
But that's what happens when you
Nice.
narrow down and focus on your ideal customer, because you're speaking their language, you're speaking directly to them. They know it's them you're talking to, and they feel it, and they feel that connection, and they want more from you. That's what it takes.
Nice. I love it. Now, I know our listeners are going to want more from you. How do they start that journey with you?
Well, the easiest thing to do is go to meetatiba.com. That's going to take you to my LinkedIn, and there you can connect with me directly. If you're looking for those products, though, because you know you need content, go to videoprompts.ai. Videoprompts.ai. That will take you to the DIY and the done with you product. That's where you can start creating content that converts, because that's what it's about. It's not just about creating content. It's about creating content that's actually going to lead to money in the bank.
Nice. We will, of course, have all of Atiba's links in the show notes. So go ahead and scroll down, click on links, open them up in a new browser because we're not done yet. So Atiba, I get to ask you, at what point in life did you know that you're a special kind of crazy enough to think that you could become an entrepreneur?
Super early. I am fortunate that I came from multiple generations of entrepreneurs. So I've actually only had a job for 2 years of my life total, like combined.
All 8 of
And,
them. And
right. And so, 1996, as I said, when I started, I was 18 years old.
holy,
Okay.
writing your
And
own search engine. So it's awesome.
you're right. And I had businesses before that. I was doing stuff, in business really since I was about 12 and making money and getting out there and being enterprising in some way, shape, or form. Um, and so I thank the family for that because they always encouraged it, right? And they always made it that it wasn't the weird thing to do. It wasn't odd. It was expected.
You will go out. You want those shoes? Guess what?
Go
Start a
figure it out.
business. Right? I love it. You've been absolutely awesome. Any last words for our peeps?
Listen, video is the future. I hope by now you start to realize that video is the future. That's where marketing is and is going. You can catch the wave now, or you can drown later. Catch it now.
Awesome. Thank you, Atiba, for your time. I appreciate it. And I know how valuable it is.
Thank you.
Awesome. Peeps, this is Michelle Nedlock. Thank you for being here with us today. Be sure to subscribe to the show, share it with your friends. We love helping entrepreneurs grow.
Are you running a business over 7 figures but still struggling with technology headaches? Pay attention, you do not want to miss this offer. This podcast episode is brought to you by Awareness Strategies, who is offering a custom-built digital adoption roadmap for anyone running a business over 7 figures who's wanting to grow their business in the next 5 years. And it's not just a roadmap, they offer full implementation as well if that scares the out of you. Check out awarenessstrategies.com/roadmap for more details today. The link's in the show's notes. Don't regret not doing this. Do it now. That's awarenessstrategies.com/roadmap.